Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl, Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. I hope you are doing lovely on the second day of August. Yikes! So, hope all things are going well. The last time I was here on live, all of a sudden my phone was overheating. Like it's like me walking after 5 minutes with my thighs going, here comes Audrey, here comes Audrey, here comes Audrey. So yeah, we had to cool that bad boy down. I never thought I would ever see the day that I'd take a phone to put it in front of an air conditioner for it to cool down. So that's what happened. And I was saying that I was going to come back, and I'm going to be truthful. Didn't feel like it. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I was tired as I don't know what. I really did not feel like it. So I didn't. So if anything, as you guys are coming in, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue on, but we're going to multiply. Last time we did adding and subtracting. So we're going to multiply, handwriting, and divide mixed numbers. Okay, so this should not be a forever and a day because mixed numbers is not so overzealous and trying to overwhelm you as well as adding and subtracting did. So I'm going to kind of review before we got cut off yesterday. So, hey, how are you, Danny? How's it going? So as you guys are coming on in, just go ahead and give me a quick little tap. Hey, Jess, how are you? Hello, hello. Hey, Dre, how you doing? New SAT, I don't know what that is. I guess SAT prep tutor. Yes. I'm okay. I feel like today has just really gotten away with me, but just came back from church, so we'll see how long the holiness will last before the horns start coming out. But, we're trying to keep the horns at bay. Just trying to keep them at bay. All right. Hey, love this. Awesome. Thanks. Hey. How are you? Haven't seen you. It's like Kakora. All right. Well, thank you for the love. Right. Don't let them out. Sometimes they slip out. You just don't even know it. And all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, horns. Let's get them down. So as you guys are tapping, yes. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Because I know everyone is trying to get themselves ready for the SAT. I also have some great news today. My student that was trying to pass his electrician exam got the notice today that he officially passed. Yippee skippy. I love it. So now we have another certified electrician out there ready to rock and roll. So I'm really happy for him. So that kind of tells me that, hey, not only am I decent at GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, now we can add the whole IBEW exam as well, because there's a lot of algebra in that component. So, and a lot of the exams are basically the same. So here we are. Yay. Yes. So again, another success story. Yes. So that's why I want you to be another success story. If you're thinking about getting your GED and your ASVAB and your ACCUPLACER, stop being scared. If you're thinking about starting, fall sessions are coming right around the corner. Back in colleges, I think a lot of people are starting to move back into the college scenes. So if that sounds like you and you're about to take a math class, you need to link up with me so we can get ourselves situated, okay? Let's go. No fear. Let's tonker. Let's get it done. So where we left off last time, previously on Audrey was losing her mind and her phone was about to explode and she didn't know it. We were basically multiplying 2 1/5 times 2 5/8. So as I mentioned, the best way to do it, I think, and you can do it several other ways, but I think this is the best way, change your mixed number into an improper fraction. So if you can't remember, you take your denominator and you multiply it by the whole number. So 5 times 2, and then you get your answer of 10. Now that answer of 10, you're going to add to the numerator. That's where the 11 came from. And you always put it over your divisor, what you're dividing by, which is your 5. Same thing was happening with the 2 and 5/8. We multiplied the 8 times 2, which gave me 16. And then 16 times 5, 16 plus 5, that's where our 21 came from. And we put it over the original divisor, which is 8. So then we did try to take a quick little look to see on the cross multiplication or cross simplification if there was anything that we can simplify. And the one thing I do remember before everything went cray-cray is that Michael had a side face saying, oh, we don't have anything to cancel out. And then my phone died. And I kept going. And I looked up and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I have a black screen. Oh, my phone is boiling hot, okay? Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let's get in front of the AC. Ow, 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 ow. Let me put it on top of this towel. Holy heck, it's getting hot through the towel. And that's how the rest of the day went, okay? But the rest of this problem, though, we multiplied straight across. So we got our 11 times 21. That's where the 231 came from. And then we did 5 times 8. That's where the 40 came from. And we were about to put it back into a mixed number. So as you can see, I didn't even finish writing. Like, no. Yeah, this could have been something severe. All right. So now we need to figure out how many sets of 40 can go into 231. You remember the comment? What's the first topic you learned in pre-calculus? I'm going to be truthful to you. It varies from district to district. And that's one thing I've learned from the last 2 years. Every time I think everybody's exactly the same, they're not. Every district is different. So, I mean, it could be a refresher. They can just summarize with factoring. They can be doing adding, they can do slope. They can do adding and subtracting polynomials. It's all over the place. So, I don't know. Okay. Yep, everything's okay. Everything's all right. I'm here. I'm here. All right, so how many 40s can go into 231 without going over? I'm hearing 5. Because 5 times 40 gives us our lovely 200. And when I subtract the 200, I get left over 31. So this 31, we don't have to put a decimal because remember, we're changing it into a mixed number. So we have our 5 is our whole number, the remainder, which is our 31, over the divisor, which is 40. Now, 31 40ths can't be reduced. The only thing they have in common is 1. So this will be your answer. Okay. Yep. Good job, Carbs. Yes. So like 5.7-ish is like 7 sevens, I think, is repeating. All right. Awesome. Okay. So that's basically what we're doing. So let's see if we can do another one fresh out the box. So we don't have to get all kinds of crazy. And again, if you have any questions, hey, Amber, any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to ask them. Okay. And I know someone's going to be like, why is the sky blue? And I'm like, I don't know. Science is not my thing. I try to stay away from using of the X's. Sometimes I put parentheses. But again, when you guys see your tests, GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, even SAT, you may see some of the, well, GED and ACCUPLACER, you may see, or ASVAB, you may see instead of a dot, you'll see like a X. Sometimes they still stay in the dark ages when it comes to that. Okay. All right. Oh, thank you. All right. Thank you, Anna, for the dinosaur. Well, I don't know. But sometimes when they turn gray and stormy, run. Run for cover. Okay? Run for safety. All right. So we have 4 1/6 times 7 1/5. All right. Oh, thank you. Anna, you're fun. Thank you. All right. So we are basically going to change this into a mixed number. So what's 4 1/6 as a mixed number? Well, thank you, Michael. You're always sending gifts, guys. So much. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Okay. Rome to RN. All right. 25/6. Good job. Okay. Yes. Yoda for life. Thank you. Yes. 25/6. Nice. Okay. So Yoda for life. I think he's got my next one. Let's see. And Terry's got it for my phone. So I can stay cool. Thank you. All right. And John. All right. So we have Yoda saying 36/5. Terry saying 36/5. John is saying 36/5. Rough Nut, how are you? I haven't seen you for a minute, so I guess you were busy with school. How's it going? How'd you do? So 36/5. Jess said 36/5. Excellent. So we're going to multiply because 5 times 7 gives me 35 plus 1 gives me the 36. And you put it over the divisor, there we go, which is a 5. Now, take a look. Okay, Michael R said 36/5. Yes. Good. Awesome. All right, so Terry's saying we should cross multiply. Okay, Terry, cross divide. Do we agree? Do we see something? Take a look in the book, the world of pure imagination. Yes. We can still reduce that. Yes, Yoda. Because if you take a look, here we go. I think you guys like to call it butterfly wings. Okay. I noticed that I have 36 in the numerator, 6 in the denominator. So they can be simplified by 6. Yes, 3 would work, but then you have to reduce again. I'm lazy. I like to get right to it. So we have 6 divided by 6, which gives me 1. And 36 divided by 6, which gives us 6. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? So Terry's saying 30's the answer. 30's the answer twice. Okay, Terry, I see you. I see you. I see you. Okay. On the weekends, we try to get what? 100K? Is that what we do? And I still reduce. Reduce by what, Yoda? What do we think? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? You're working on it. Okay. Hey, Bayou Britt. Thank you for the follow. Yes, by 5. Yes, the 25 and the 5. So that's your other butterfly here. Now, there was one thing that was mentioned in one of my tutoring. A lot of people don't understand the difference between cross simplifying and cross multiplying. If there's an equal sign in between your two ratios, aka your two fractions, if there's an equal sign, you are cross multiplying. But when there's a multiplication symbol like there is here, we're cross simplifying. So they can simplify by 5, because 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. So if I clean this up, we're going to have 5 times 6, and that's going to be in the numerator. And then you have 1 times 1, that's going to be in the denominator. Anything divided by 1 is going to be itself. 5 times 6, that will give us 30. Don't you love when a plan comes together? And you get a nice, lovely, even number. Okay. Okay, questions. I know, right? Questions so far. All right, so by you, Britt. Got my 1/5. All right, yes. So again, before I start with the next one, I really want you to understand, if you're thinking about taking a class, college algebra, or maybe those intermediate algebra classes that you see in the community college, do not hesitate to come, and I'm offering my services for tutoring. Okay, I am basically going to be starting my fall schedules, and everything is really officially going to start on the 25th. I extended it. I wanted to start like this Monday, but I was like, that's kind of short notice, so I want to give people some time. But I'm only going to be offering my services to my TikTok people at a discounted rate, but I'm only doing it for 2 months. Okay? You know, there's only so much of sucking me dry you can do. Okay? Because guess what? You still have YT. And you're probably like, what's YT? Okay, for those that don't know, if anything, let me unzoom. If you can't stay for this whole entire live, you can go here. Oh, YT, right? She's like, I thought she was being racist. No. Okay. So if you come here for my YT, all you have to type in is either my name or this. Okay. And I would love for you to do this, definitely that, and then do this. Because what I do is I take the recordings of my lives here and I place them there. And it's one big, huge playlist. I don't even know how many videos are on there right now because there's so much. So what I do is I basically upload this video recording up there so you can watch it whenever you want. Right now, it's a free subscription. Like, I'm not bougie yet. So, yeah. You know? So at least you can see it. I have enough recordings since February the 2nd. Yeah. And sometimes I would go live twice a day. Yeah. Do that math. Do that math. Okay? So more than 100. Way more than 100 videos there. So if you do need some resources and you need some help, you can go there. But then if you really want explanation for your stuff in particular, we can do that as well. Now, in addition to that, I also do have my small groups. Small groups is even a smaller discounted rate. Okay, so if this sounds like something, keep it in the back of your mind. Okay, don't wait until the 11th hour saying, Audrey, I need help. Like if it's just something like, hey, I got a quiz coming up and I want to make sure I understand it. Or I got my midterm coming up. Audrey, can you help us? Okay, not a problem. All right, so courses are there and we'll talk about the books in a few minutes. Okay, so this is where you can go. Take a screenshot in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate it. Yes. Happy I like free. Everyone likes free, Brittany. Everybody likes free. Now, there's times free is not really free. Okay? All of a sudden, you get yourself in a situation. You're like, what happened here? All right? So we have 9 1/2 times 3 1/5. Okay, let's see your skills. Okay, I'm going to let you guys work on this for about 1 minute. I'm going to move this down a little bit so you have one of them as a reference. I think this is enough room. Hello, God is good. How are you? Get that promo, sis. That's what I'm saying. Yep, exactly, Jess. Exactly. Okay, so I want to see your final answers. So if anything, no one puts any answers up, I'm going to give you about a minute, and then we're going to see your final answers. So if anything, no one puts any answers up, I'm going to give you about a minute, and then we're going to put, okay, no, sorry. It's always when I'm trying to do what I need to do. Big Al! All right. So I just want to see your final answers in the next 40 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds left. Oh, just lurking. Well, one, why are you just lurking? Let's back up. Why do you hate math? I would love to know. Why do you hate math? Obviously, you didn't have me as your teacher. Else why? All right, let me see your answers. Let's see. As Just Lurking will say, let me see. Sorry, that was just weird. That creeped me out for 5 seconds. All right, I'm back. All right, so we have, Amber said 152 over 5. Okay, see if you can actually divide that out, Amber, so you can make it into a mixed number. And then David is saying 30.4. Okay, period says 30 and 2/5 with a question mark. Gets complicated at times. That's so true. My question mark, P question mark, is saying 30.4. Okay, agreeing with David. Let's see what it will be as a mixed number. So Lena is saying 3 and 2/5. 30.4 with a question mark again. Brittany has it set up with the 9 over 2 times 16/5. Okay. All right. So far I saw a couple of mixed numbers. Ron saying 30 plus 2/5 with a question mark. Michael R saying 152 divided by 5. Okay. Kalina says 7 and 3/5. We got a couple followers and a couple of joiners. Well, welcome on into the party. All right, let's see what we got here. So 9 times 2 gives me 18 plus 1 gives me 19. So we're all agreeing with the 19 over 2. Then 5 times 3 gives 15 plus 1 gives me 16. 16 over 5. Then I noticed right here, butterfly wings that can be reduced. So this 16 is going to be an 8. This 2 is going to be a 1. So now we just need to know what 19 times 8 is, which gives us our 152. I'm going to put that, I'll put it over here. So we got our 152 over our 5. Now, we need to see with this lovely division. See how we always come back to the basics? So if we don't want to leave it as an improper fraction, but we want to move it as another mixed number, we got our 152 divided by 5. Now remember, the numerator is what goes in the house. The denominator is outside the house. So how many 5s can go into 15? We'll say a nice even 3. How many 5s can go into that 2 once I bring it down? So that'll be 30. So this gives me 150. Bring down my 2. So for my mixed numbers, we have 30 and 2/5. So if people gave me 152 over 5, you're not wrong. Just have to simplify it a little bit more, okay? Just try to turn it back into a mixed number. Now, the ones that gave me like 30.4, 0.4 is the equivalent of 2/5. That's 40%. So that will work, okay? But here's the thing. When you're doing the GED, the ASVAB, the ACCUPLACER, basic algebra, always take a look. Especially if this is a multiple choice question, take a look at your answer choices to see what you got. Because you might be able to find it so much quicker when you look at your answer choices, and then you can just pick it from there. Because remember, this is a time test. So we don't want to waste too much time on like one particular thing. Okay? Nope, you can. When you do, Brittany, you can do the butterfly thing when you're multiplying ratios. Yes, you can do that. Okay? When you're adding, subtracting, you cannot do the butterfly. The butterfly, that's gone. Let me see that Tootsie Roll. Hey, it's Tootsie Roll. Sorry. Okay, flashback. Freaknik. Okay. Was I there? The mystery is going to be yours. The mystery is going to be up to you. I don't know. Like, I swear, as soon as that video came out, all of a sudden, everybody got nervous. Everybody was doing the quick little group chats. Yo, did you hear that movie? What movie? Freaknik. What? Everybody got nervous. Or maybe just my friends. See, most of my friends are trifling ass people, but, love them. All right, let's try one more, and then we'll go back to another math tab. Let's see. I'm just kidding. All right, Robin, what did you say? Ooh, hold on. Robin, it's not 12. Okay, wait, hold on. There was some stuff that's floating on by. It's a quotient then on the roof. It's outside. Beating on the door trying to get in. Okay. So I just multiplied straight across instead. That's fine. That's fine. Now here's my thing. When you multiply straight across, you're going to multiply 19 by 16. All right, I'm not going to front. I'm going to have to use this. Okay, that's 304. We're dealing with large, so you got 304 over 10. So then from there, you can divide the 304 over 10. Since it's over 10, that's not too bad. Because if it's 304 and you divide by 10, so that means you got a tenth of 304. So that will be 30.4. Okay. And then what you would do is when you look at your answer choices, take a look to see which one will be equivalent to 30.4. So anything with a 30 in front, that's your answer. Okay. Yeah, remember, there's multiple ways of getting the same answer. Okay. There's multiple ways. Sing a song on the next problem? No. All right. We know half her life. That is so true. You guys don't know everything. Yep, and you can do that. So much better. Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Because that's what I want to be here for. I want to simplify people's lives. Okay, let's do one more multiplication. Then we're going to do a mad tap. And then we're going to work on division. So I want to make sure I'm not repeating any of these. I don't know if I did this one. Okay, I don't think I did this one. So we got 1 2/3 times 2 1/5. Okay, we didn't do that one yet. Oops. You do a mad tab while I'm writing the problem out. Okay. Emotions? You serious? You have that much faith in me that I can hit any of her notes? Nah, son. Nah. When I was younger, yes. Before COVID, yes. COVID screwed up all of my vocal cords. Challenge accepted. All right, so Robin is saying 55/15 or 3 2/3. Okay, so the way that you change your mixed number to an improper fraction, you take your denominator, which is the 3, multiply it by the whole number, which is the 1. You're going to get an answer. Take that answer and add the numerator. So that's going to be your new numerator, and you're just going to rewrite the denominator. Okay, so Elena's saying 3 2/3 as well, so it's Amber. Okay, John is saying 33/25. And then Brittany's saying 11/3. Okay, Big Al saying 3 2/3. Yosef, hi Yosef, welcome back. Said 5/3. Yes, you can. Yep, that's what you can do, Shasta. Okay. C Bands saying 3 2/3. Okay, I'm loving this. All right. Okay, great. 1318 saying 3 2/3. So 5 3/3 times 11/5. Okay. All right. So 3 times 1 gives me 3 plus 2 gives me 5. Okay, times 5 times 2 gives me 10 plus 1, which is 11. Okay, and then what do we notice? We have 5s that we cancel out. Boom. 5 divided by 5 will give me 1. So that means what we're bringing to the party is this 11/3, but we can change it from an improper fraction by simply doing the division. How many 3s can go into 11 without going over? Right. Well, yes. Okay. From Barbados. Hello. Look at us getting international up in here. So when we have our 9, do our subtraction, which gives us our 2. So we don't need to put the decimal. I know. It's an addiction. You're just like, I want to put the decimal. But we're not doing that. We're taking our remainder, which is the 2, and put it over our divisor, which is the 3. So our answer right here will be 3 2/3. All right, awesome. Yep. Today's thing go into that. Good. Excellent, guys. Loving this. All right. So, Mad Tab. Let's see. All right, I'm going to push it. can we get to, there's 198 of us. Can we make it to 34? Yeah, this is fun? Good. Okay, can we get it to 34? Is that possible? Is that me being greedy or me just like not having too much confidence in myself? I think we can do it. And then while you guys are tapping, let me take you on a little tour. A fantastic voyage. All right, so as you guys are tapping, mad tapping. I'm not singing, let it go. Oh, because I make it fun and easy? Oh, thanks. So, for those that don't know, I actually designed this lovely notebook that I'm using. This is one of my many ultimate math notebooks. What I do, ooh, that got crazy. I just basically come in here and I take any kind of notes. I usually grab stuff that either one of my clients was struggling with. And what I do is I come here and I break down concepts as best as I can, step by step, and also do it on both sides. I love one side has like the dots, the other one has the grid. So there's a section where you can put your formulas. There's a section where you can write down your steps, which will be great for people that when you're in your classroom and maybe you work right after school and then all of a sudden it's time for you to do your homework and you're like, how do I do that again? So now you can actually like write down your steps of your process. Then for either homeschool or classroom teachers, I know there's some teachers out there, you can do a mood tracker because they always ask you, and them is always the administration. They will always ask you, how do you know if your kids are learning? Now you can use this. This is a tool that's like embedded in there. So like, how were you feeling before the lesson? How are you feeling during the lesson? And how are you feeling after the lesson? Because if you ask a kid to do thumbs up or thumbs down, yeah, they fake it through it. You know, sometimes they do it in the middle. You're like, what is that? Right? But in addition to all of this, we have resources in the very back. So we just worked on some factors, and this is a factor chart from 1 all the way to 200 because this book is really designed for 7th grade all the way up to adults. So we have everything with the rules of integers. Then also the most popular words that is referred to whatever operation, all the way even to equals and inequalities. Then you also have your order of operations, your properties of exponents. You have your linear and your quadratics. Then we have properties of quadrilaterals. We have your volume and your surface area. You also have area, a sector, and length, a little bit of geometry, the unit circle for those people that are doing Algebra 2 and pre-calculus, as well as the Pythagorean theorem, and some of your trig identities and trig functions. So all of this is in one notebook. The reason why I designed this, one, I got tired of a lot of my tutoring clients coming in. Yeah, let me put some light in the situation. And just not knowing how to organize their stuff. I will tell them what is in that packet and they'll be like, I have no idea. My teacher gave it to me. Okay, that's not helping me, right? That's not helping the situation at all. So this is what's called my Ultimate Math Notebook. So where you can get it at the A. Everyone knows the A, the one with the smiley face. But I don't make a whole lot of it. So I have my own bookstore. So you can get it here, okay? And you'll actually get delivered in about a week. Then you can order it also through here, okay? So if you ever have any interest with that, you can do that. Now, if you just like my notes in itself and you're like, Audrey, I want your notes. Like, give me your notes. I love it. It's organized. I love it. The color is popping. Well, you can get this. This is called Audrey's Notes. So Audrey's Notes is like a play on Cliff Notes. So what I did was I took all of my notes from all of my lives and I put it in a book. Okay, so everything, a little bit of trig I did. Here's dividing polynomials. Okay, we also had finding the asymptote, then solving. So this was book 3, if I'm not mistaken. And what you notice is at the bottom or around it, there's a QR code. If you scan this QR code, it will take you directly to the live that's connected to these notes. So you have rational expressions. This was done back in May 2nd. Okay, so then you can follow along. Notice, let me do this way. I have the formulas here. I have some steps here. And then you can follow along step by step how I did these problems. So it's like this side, and then also there's a little bit of stuff on the other side. So it's always on both sides, and you can just go ahead and scan that. So again, that is also listed in my bookstore. Okay, so either you can go here or you can go here. The reason why I can't say it, because I'll get dinged by TikTok and then it'll boot me out again. All right, so I don't want to be booted out. But if anything should go left with TikTok, this is where I'm going to be. Okay, there might be another platform. I don't know. I can't keep up. It's too much. Okay, but I'm trying. Lemonade is not my thing. Like, it's not designed for me at all. But this is where I will be if anything goes awry. But please subscribe. We definitely have over 500 subscribers, which is awesome. All right. Is this book for sale? Yes, it is. Okay. Hey, Jason. Jason. All right. So, yeah. If you want, let me flash this up again. Oh, I know all of a sudden like 20 people came in as soon as I say flash. Or no, reversal, like 10 people left. So I'm going to take this down. This is where you can go. You can screenshot it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Danny. All right. So thank you. 40. You guys are awesome. All right, let's get this party started. So now we're gonna do division. So we're gonna be dividing those mixed numbers. So let's just say we have 3 and 5/6 divided by, raise that up a little bit, 2 and 4/5. Let me zoom in just a hair. Okay, so 3 and 5/6 divided by 2 and 4/5. Okay, look at Big Al. Look at this. Hey, Janice, how are you? All right, so let's take a gander. One, before we get to what Big Al mentions, the keep, change, flip. Okay, I'm doing all right. Let's make them into improper fractions first. So in this case, we're going to have 6 times 3, which gives me 18. And then 18 times 5 gives me 23. I mean 18 plus. I keep saying times, and I mean plus. 18 plus 5 gives me 23. And then we're going to put that over our divisor, which is the 6. Okay, let me just write it out like this for right now. The next one, we have 2 times 5, which gives me 10. 10 plus 4, that gives me 14. And that'll be 14/5. Now, if I were to divide this, let me just use this. If I did the traditional division, it would look like this. That is a hot mess. And everyone does it. They write it out like this and everyone gets confused. Of course you're going to get confused. This looks like a double-decker sandwich right now. So everything is all kinds of jumbled. So instead of trying to figure out what should I combine with and how to flip it, this is why we do our K, C, F. K means keep, so that means this 223 over 6 is going to stay right where it is. We're going to change that division to multiplication, and then we're going to flip the second ratio. So the second ratio will be 5 over 14. All right? So now we're going to say, all right, well, is there anything that 23 and 14 can do evenly? No, only thing they got is 1. Can I do anything with the 5 and 6 reducing this way? It's cross simplifying. No, all they got is 1. So that means I'm going to have to multiply straight across. When I say straight across, I mean horizontally. So 23 times 5, that gives us our 115. And 6 and 14, that should be 84. Let me double check. Yes. So we have 115 over 84. Awesome. Yep. The K means keep because it's going to stay exactly the same. Change means that you're going to change from division to multiplication. And flip means that I'm going to flip. The 14 is going to be in the denominator and the 5 is now going to be in the numerator. So you're flipping your numerator and denominator. Thank you. Ooh, some comments were filtered. What kind of nastiness you doing over there? You crazy. Big old flirts. Yes, no problem. All right, so now we need to figure out, and this is usually the toughie, how many 84s can go into 115? Okay, I'm seeing 1 by John, 1 by Big Al, 1 by Janice. Good. I know people said the answer earlier as well. I do want to give you guys accreditation. Okay, Robin, a long time ago. Like, I think I was 5 when he put the answer down. Good job, Robin. Said 1 and 8/15. Okay, so you don't have to write it again. But now we're switching it over to 1 and 31/84. Let's see. All right, so if I put in the 1, this is going to be my 84. So instead of this being an 11, it's going to be a 10, and this is going to be a 15, right? So then we subtract the 84. So this gives me 31. Now, we don't put a decimal point and we don't add any zeros. They don't want the decimal. They want, what's happening is they want the exact answer. If they say, give us the exact answer, keep it as a fraction. If they say round to the nearest blank power or round to the nearest blank space, like the 10th, or round to the nearest 100th, you're going to be doing the approximate, okay, because you're doing some rounding. So my remainder of 31 over my divisor, which is 84. Okay, so our answer for this one is going to be 131/84. Because the only number that 31 and 84 have in common is 1, so it can't be reduced any further. Okay. The first 2 times. Okay, but here, you made your correction before I even got to it. So, Robin, thank you. All right? You're learning. I love it. Oh, well, thanks for joining the fan club. I'm going to be truthful, Brittany. I have no idea what I'm doing with the fan club. I maybe it just tells you like when I'm going live. Maybe that's what it is, but I have yet. The only thing I can say is, I guess if you're a subscriber or you're a follower of mine on TikTok, I will give the discount, as I said, for a tutoring service. That's all I got, because I can easily find out who's following me. I can do that. All right. But thank you. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just here taking up space. All right. Let me. All right, we're at 50. That's awesome. Let's see. All right, so this one, I'm going to see if I can leave you guys alone. Go ahead and keep tapping. Appreciate it. Gifts are always welcome. I love it. I hate begging for gifts because I feel like that person back when I was married, I'm like, wow, it would be nice to get some flowers for my birthday. Like, it's sad, you know? Like, dude, I'm your woman, for heaven's sakes. Like, I appreciate it. Janice, all of these. Oh, thank you, Michael. All these roses. Yeah, Misty, I feel you. It is so much easier than finding a common denominator. But see, that's the one thing. And I know I'm going to do a shameless plug, but hey, that's why I'm here, right? I'm not just doing all this for blank and giggles. All right. That's why I like having this factor sheet. That will help you out tremendously. I'll even show you how it's done. I'll show you on the next one. All right. So Robin is saying 2 and 53 and 1/40. All right. Yeah, it's really helpful. It's really helpful just to see how a lot of kids, a lot of my students will use the factor, but then after a while, because they had so much exposure to it, eventually they don't need to look at it. But it was like nice to have in the beginning because it made the session go so much smoother than them sitting and guessing with the calculator, like, I don't know, and it takes forever. All right. All right. You love math? Awesome. Yes, please convert them to improper fractions first. Yes. When you get bored? Nice. How often are you bored, Robin? Often? Aw. Well, we're going to have to find you something. No, it's fine. It's fine. But sometimes, just a little breather. A little breather. Okay. So Kelly. Hey, Kelly. So 7 times 5, then plus 2 to convert the first one. Yes. Yes. Oh, sorry, not Kelly. Kylie. Sorry. Kylie. So for the first one, we got 7 times 5, which gives me 35, plus 2, which will give me the 37. Good. Thank you, Mom. Yes. You know what, Robin? I don't blame you. I would rather do some kind of puzzle than, because what was I watching the other day? And I was like, why? I can't get that time back, like ever. I think it was Housewives of Utah. Like, why? What's going on in Utah that everyone needs to have drama about? There's what? To be Mormon? Really? Okay. Happy days. Math is one of your hobbies. Okay, good. All right. Smart kid of TikTok, 21/5. Okay. 21/5. It's ridiculous. It's not even reality. God. All right, so let's see. We have our division sign. So 9 times 2 gives me 18. 18 plus 2 will give me 20. And that'll be 20 over 9. Now, this is when you're going to do it. Keep, change, flip. You notice keep, change, flip always comes up when you're dividing and subtracting, when you're trying to make things smaller. Just a hint. Just a little shameless hint. All right, so we're going to keep the 37 over 7. We're going to change that division to multiplication. And we're going to flip the second ratio, which gives me 9 over 20. Okay, good. Invert and then multiply. There you go, Kate. Good job. All right. So now, do we have anything to simplify before we start going crazy with the multiplication? Always take. There you go, Janice. Yeah, we can't do anything. So it looks like big numbers. Here we come. So 37 plus 9, times 9. That gives me a 33. Ooh, angel number. Pray on it. Okay, so 333 over 140. Okay, so we got our improper. Now we need to do the long division. Okay, so we have our 333 divided by 140. So we need to figure out how many 140s can go into 33 without going over. I know, play it, people. If you hit, don't forget about me. Just a little $100, I'll be good. I don't have to take half or a quarter because the government's going to take a good half of it. They're not just going to be like, oh, hey, congratulations. All right, so I'm seeing a whole bunch of 2s. Yes. So we got Jessine 2, Big Al 2, Robin 2, Bullfrog, Ribbit 2. And then you say like 280. And then Janice 2 says twice. 2. Good. Remainder of that 53. That's what Robin's saying. Oh, long division. Yes. I know. A lot of people are not recognizing it. It's hilarious. So we got our 280. Now we have our subtraction. So we bring down our 3. We borrow from this 3, make it into a 2. So we don't have anything here. Then that 3 turns into an 18. So then we have our 13 minus 8, which gives us our 5. So we have that remainder, just like what Robin said, that 53. So we have 53 over our divisor, which is the 140. So our answer, because 53, odd number, 140, even number, most of the times you're not going to get anything to basically simplify it anymore. So you're going to have 53 1/40ths. I know it looks gross, but here we are. All right. Okay. Good. Yes, division the long way. I know. Long division. Well, thank you, Kate. Well done. Gold star. All right, I can do some mentally. So I have to write out. Okay, good. Show for 53 is factors. Well, thank you, Michael. All right, so let's kind of go to snatch it. So if we go to 53, the handy dandy. If you notice with 53, sorry, I put it like really in your face, like, can you see it? So if you notice with 53, the only factors of 53 is 1 and 53. 1, it's highlighted in yellow, and that's the reason why I kind of did this. I'm very visual. Everything that's highlighted in yellow is a perfect square. Notice the very first perfect square is a 2, not 1. Not a perfect square, a perfect prime number. There we go. 1 is not a prime number, okay? If you notice, 1 is being used as factors for 2. 1 is being used for factors of 3. 1 is being used for factors of 5. So 1 is not a prime number. And they always do something, and especially the GED and the ASVAB, they will always give you a question and say, add up all the prime numbers. And say that there was like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's just go in there. Everybody always adds the 1. So they say, oh, 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, there's 4 prime numbers, and I'm going to add them up. No, there's only 3 prime numbers in that case. You only have 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so that's why we have this. What's in blue, those are like your perfect radicals. Like if I said the square root of 4, that gives me 2. Okay, square root of 9, that gives me 3. Okay, so we got all of our perfect factors. If you notice something in red, let's say for 12, if I wanted to break down, say, the square root of 12, I know the best numbers will be 3 and 4. Yes, you can use 2 and 6, but you're going to have to break down to 6 again. Whereas 3 and 4, that's what's called a perfect prime combination. Perfect means square root of 4 gives me a perfect square root, or a perfect number of 2. Square root of 3 is prime. So if I can't break it down, I'm just going to bring down that radical. So I kind of help a little bit with those. Okay, so after a while, you're going to start seeing these numbers, and most people will stop at 100. And that's cute. But when we start doing like stuff and saying algebra 2, maybe even geometry, okay, maybe even pre-calculus, we start basically hunting on some numbers that are 3 digits, okay? So that's why I tried to take it up to at least 200 to kind of give us a fighting chance. All right? Yes. Okay, I want to go to 200. Yep. So the blue means the perfect squares, like the square root of 169. Notice the 13 is used twice because 13 squared will give me 169. Okay, same with the 196. Notice the 14 is being represented twice because 14 squared gives me 196. All right, well, thank you. Where can I get a factor book like that? Well, it's part of my handy dandy notebook. And of course I have multiples. Let's see if I can. I swear my room is like 1 minute. So this is one cover, okay? Same exact things. This was like book 3. I used to have like all this other fun stuff in it. So you have like all my notes in here. This is all in Audrey's notes. Okay, all of this has been scanned and put into a book. So that was the cover of book 3. This is the cover of book 2. And this is the cover of book 4. And then I just released, and I'm waiting for it to come into the mail so I can show it to you guys, the updated version of the math notebook. And I have a left-handed series, which I am dedicating one of the books to my father that passed away the 20th of this month, 8 years ago. So I dedicated that one left-handed book because I didn't know my parents were left-handed until I turned 14. Right? I'm so quick. And then my 4th through 6th grade, I'm doing the left-handed book for them as well because, hey, not everybody, sometimes it's just, it's all kinds of crazy. So it actually will open, like say the back will be the front and it will actually open. And then whatever's usually in the back will be in the front of the book and all that fun stuff. So try to show some love to all different learners. Okay, all different learners. Your dad's a lefty too? Yes. So it's actually, So the second book I'm actually dedicating to my mom. She's still alive. She'll be tickled because she doesn't know. You do these cute little surprises for your parents. Make them feel good. Both of your kids are too? Yes. See? And it's hard because their thought process, and especially, when my parents were growing up, it was like, how did they put it? They're the devil's minions. I was like, what? It's just like, yeah, because when you wrote with your left hand, there was something about the devil. And my mom is so the complete opposite. So I'm talking about like she had some trauma as a kid because every time she wants to write with her left hand and the teacher would like this is in Jamaica. So corporal punishment is like, yes. They're like, we're all for it. So they would like take the ruler and make you write with the right hand and all that stuff. So it wasn't until she was older that she felt comfortable writing with her left hand and she was able to feel free. Who knew feeling free just by writing with your hand that you want to be comfortable writing with? It's crazy. But ambidextrous, to a degree I am as well. To a degree. Like there's certain things I'm really strong with my left hand than my right. Sinister, because back in Greek when shaking hands. Oh yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. Hey Lynette. Yes, Jazz. Happy Saturday to you. Yep, in the Catholic school. Yeah. You gotta love those nuns. Gotta love those nuns. Yep. I went to Catholic school, all that fun stuff. Everyone knows us Catholic girls. Everyone thinks, oh, she's so sweet and innocent. Shoot, one girl tried to burn the school down. Oh, I don't know about this. Like, what kind? Wait, we're in a Catholic school, right? Right? Supposed to talk about the Lord Jesus? No. Girlfriend is about to burn the damn school down. High school. So if you ever, when your kids are like, how was your day? All they can say is fine because there's so many things that probably happened that day. So always just give your kids some grace. Just say, look, I'm not trying to hold you back from your life, but I just want to tell you that I love you. Because, once they get to that, fine, good, great. And I tell my students, I'm like, look, I ain't your mama. I need some full sentences. Okay, I don't understand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yep. I know, right? Ugh. Even I was that way. It was just exhausting because all day you've just been talking about this, explaining that. You got to explain to this classroom. Then you go to another class. You got to explain more stuff in that other classroom. Then you got to sit there and write tons of notes. And when you're at home, you're like, I am done talking. Like my lunch table, me and my bunch of my friends, we just all look at each other and like, you guys feel like talking? No. Awesome. And that would have been it, right? Oh, my goodness. All right. Robin saying 9 1/4. Intriguing. I'm like obsessed with the 37 over 7, aren't I? I just realized that. Sorry. All right, what do you guys have for answers? Nope, wrong. Okay, all right. Oh, I heart, that's cool. Coach K, how are you? So you got 21 and 8/15. Kyle, welcome back, girl. Got 1 and 73 75ths. Do we simplify? Change it from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Doing well? Awesome. I love that name that I just saw. Liz Love Casinos. Ah, casinos. I might want to try my hand at a casino. The way my life is. I might lose. I have yet to go to Horseshoe. I don't know. Janice, have you ever been to Horseshoe? Because I know Janice is in Baltimore. Or if anyone that's been in Baltimore. Okay, saying 1 and 73 75ths. John is saying 30. Oh, okay, you're Okay, so make sure you do keep change flip, John. Okay, so Darius is saying 148 75ths. Okay, so now make it into a mixed number. Just do the division. Yes? Is it fun or is it just like, all right, it's all right? It just seems like in a weird spot. It's just there, you know? Like, it's just in a weird spot. Okay, or 1 73 75ths. There you go. Big L saying 1 and 73 75ths. All right, thanks for the follow, Georgie. Appreciate it. Or George, sorry. Didn't mean to overstep. I get like excited. I'm like thinking that we're besties. I'm like, hey, bestie. All right, used to be good at math 3 years ago. You're still good at math. What are you talking about? You just have to dust yourself off, baby girl. You'll be all right. You'll be okay. All right. So now, again, we had 5 and 2 7s. Now we have 7 and 2 5ths. So 5 times 7 gives me 35. Plus 2 gives me that 37 over 5. All right, bring down our division symbol. Then 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 gives me my 15 fourths. So this is when we're going to do our keep, change, flip. So that 37 fifths. Now we're going to change our division to multiplication. And then we're going to flip that second ratio. So that'll give us 4 over 15. And I know you saw that 5 and 15 like, ooh, let me cross. No. No. But I can't. No. But it will just be no. No. Okay? You have to change it to multiplication before you can do any of that cross simplifying. All right? So 5 and 4, only they have is 1. 37 and 15, nope, all they have is 1. Okay, so now we're going to multiply straight across. So 8 to 12, 148. And then this is 75. So once we get our 148 75ths, now we're going into that long division. So we are not, remember what's on top goes in the house. What's in the denominator, that stays outside and is knocking on the door. So we have 148 divided by 75. So how many 75s can go into 148? A lot of you guys told me 1. So I'm going to line them up. So now 8 minus 5 gives me 3. And then we have 14 minus 7. I see a lot of people always taking this 1, making it 0, and make that 4 into a 14. Doesn't anyone else see a 14 right here? Or is it just me? I haven't eaten yet, so maybe something's weird. And I could just say 14 minus 7. Can I just say 73 right here? Right? Okay. All right, you do? Okay. Because, Big Al, there's times you got to check. You got to check. I was like, I came from church and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take my time. And I was like, wait, I got to go live at 7 o'clock and that's in the next 5 minutes. So I was like, all right, we'll figure something out. All right. So we got our remainder of the 73 over 75. So our final answer will be 1/73, 75, 75th. 73 75ths. All right. You see it now? Okay. Okay. All right. Alrighty. So, any questions with this? Because this will be considered GED. I would say this is like a 1, maybe a 2-point question. Because you have to do, especially if you have to make it into a mixed number. If they keep it as an improper fraction, it's probably going to be a 1-point question. But the adding and subtracting, they're definitely going to be a 1-point question. So again, if you're looking at GED and you really want to hit hard, a lot of you guys probably don't know that all the questions are not being scaled exactly the same. You'll have 1-point questions like 3 minus 6. That's a 1-point question. 1/2 plus 3 halves. I know. That's going to be a 1-point question. Anything with a like denominator, that's a 1-point question. A 4-point question will be finding the slope out of a graph. Finding the equation of the line. System of equations. What was the other one? Inequalities. Shading with the shading that we did last time. Yeah, right here. This stuff. This is like 4-point questions. Dealing with the shading. Systems of inequalities. Anything linear, factoring, they're going to be 4-point questions. If you can hit a few of those and do well with the basic of probability. Probability is like normally like a 3-point question. So like if it's a simple probability, like, okay, there's 3 marbles. Let me see if I can find it in the notes that we did. I did something with marbles at one point. Or maybe that was one of my students. Which, knowing the way my life is, okay, anything like this with the trig, definitely a 4-point question, but they don't. Sometimes they throw that in there, sometimes they don't. But if they do give you Pythagorean theorem, like these will be considered like 3-point questions with the Pythagorean theorem. All right, anything with finding the angles, you're not going to see for GED, but you will see for the ASVAB. And then anything like these type of questions, that's a 4-point question. So even though you can solve it using the equation of the line, or you can solve this by using point slope, because they're giving you the slope and they're giving you a point. But I tried to keep it as simple as you can possible, because you're not going to remember all these formulas. Like you're not. So instead of beating yourself up, try to get with the basics of the concept. They will always throw something like this out there, definitely for the ASVAB, like how to solve for a variable when you just have a whole bunch of variables. So it's usually like equations. Most of them will be like equations of a trapezoid, for your equation for distance, rate, and speed. Okay, solving for m for the equation of the line. They always like to throw something for simple interest. Remember, all you're doing is multiplying the principal, which is your starting number. Your rate, you got to change that percent to a true decimal. And then you have your time, which is usually in years. Okay, so if they ever give you like, oh, he's going to earn this money in 6 months, that means you're going to be multiplying by 1/2 because 6 months is half of a year. Everything is always based out of years. Okay, all right. That was good. Hey, Renee. All right. Okay, good. All right. So, and then, oh, this one especially. They love this question. It's almost like they kissed it right on the mouth right here. So they love this one for you to go from Celsius to Fahrenheit or from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Love this type of question. Love it. You know what? Screenshot it right now. Just do it. Wait, hold on. Let me unzoom just a bit so you can get the whole thing. So screenshot this one. Get to know this one. Like literally. I don't want to say it's like chef's kiss because it's really not. Because it has a little bit of fractions, so that will be considered like a 4-point question when it comes to these type of things. Okay? So that's basically all that I have for this evening. I can talk more about ASVABs. Because ASVAB is like a progression type test. Like they'll start off with fractions and decimals and percents, and they'll progress to slope and equation of the line, and they'll progress to system of equations, then system of inequalities. Oh, I'm sorry, let me back up before equations. They'll do probability and ratios. And not probability, proportions and ratios. There we go. Then they do slope. Then they do equation of the line. Then they start talking about probability. And then they start doing a little bit of geometry. With the geometry, they will do basic. Because after I do this for a while, you learn to pick up on some things. So they do a lot of the basics with the area and the perimeter, unless it's a circle circumference. So they do a lot of these, but most of the time you'll be able to get something off of those. But then when it comes to volume, they do a lot with the rectangular prism. They do a lot with cylinder and pyramids. Because especially a square pyramid and sometimes a triangle pyramid. So all I can tell you, when it comes to a rectangle, if you know how to find the area of a rectangular prism to a pyramid, it's basically the same formula, but with the pyramid you just divide by 3. If you know how to find the volume of a cylinder and you need to find the volume of a cone, just take your volume of the cylinder, which is pi r squared h. Let's zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this pi r squared h, and notice for a cone, it's very similar. The only thing that you have to do is take 1/3 of it, aka divided by 3. So if you know the cylinder and you're looking for a cone, divide by 3. If you know the rectangular prism and you're looking for a pyramid, divide by 3. Okay? So that will help you a minute. Okay. Oh, Eric, I did the multiplication. Yeah, I know. They kicked me out. My phone was really hot. Yeah, so I'm going to try to upload this. Hopefully TikTok will let me upload it rather quickly. But sometimes it takes almost all night. Okay, what's normal on the ACCUPLACER? ACCUPLACER goes everything from basic math all the way up to trig. So when I say trig, like you're looking at sound waves. You're trying to find the amplitude and the periods. I did some stuff on that. 1 second. I remember I did some stuff on that. You're also going to be doing radical expressions. You're going to be doing complex numbers. Here we are. Yeah, so like how to read the sine or the cosine function. What does the sine and cosine functions look like? Okay, how can you tell what's going on with it? What is the domain? What is the range? Figuring out what the period is, figuring out what the amplitude is, and then also the same thing with the cosine function. Again, if you go here, and if you go on this date, okay, you'll be able to find it, and it's listed like this. So if you want to refresh your memory with the sine and cosine, not so much tangent, but they usually use the sine and cosine a lot. And then how to identify what is your period, what's your amplitude, what's your frequency, what's your period, if you have a phase shift or you have a vertical shift. They have that. They have factoring using a GCF. There is solving rational equations, like basically trying to get your LCM or your LCD situated so you can do a little bit of canceling out. Rationalizing your denominators, so that's dealing with radical expressions. Here's some factoring. So it goes everything from what you would normally get in the GED all the way up to and including Algebra 2. So Algebra 2, like I said, it's going to be some of the law of sines, law of cosines, Pythagorean theorem, factoring, conversions, percentages, probability, statistics, reading data, permutations, combinations, all of that. Okay, all of that. T's test goes basically up to Algebra 1. So, but they do have statistics in there, and most of the statistics is like mean, median, mode. Range is a measure of central variance, not central tendency. Variation, not central tendency. Conversions, you're going to be doing a lot of conversions on the T's test. So with the algebra, especially if you're going to be doing doses calculations, if you ever need help with doses calculations, it's basically doing a proportion. But if you really want something really geared, there is a person that you should follow. Her name is Blessed RN. I'm going to put it in the chat. Oops. Yeah, there you go. So I just put it in the chat, a Blessed RN. She's really good with doing the conversion. She has like this whole philosophy, which will make it so much easier. You don't have to do so complications, but it's still math. You still have to know your multiplication tables. Because multiplication is fast addition. So you still need to know your multiplication. You still need to know, let me see if it's in this one. Oh, it's not in this one. It is, oh wait, it might be. Where is my other one? Okay, so this is my 4th through 6th grade. And theirs is a little bit bigger. But the one thing that I put in the new one that's not in the older versions is this conversion chart. Like I decided, I was like, forget this. A lot of people need to know this. Okay? The things that you really need to get together is your volume capacity. Sorry. Know how many ounces and cups and pints and quarts and gallons. You need to know that. Okay? Because if you don't understand this, you're going to kill somebody. And like for me, I could sit here and be like, all right, if you get a question wrong, okay, make your correction and move on. But when you're a nurse, if you get anything wrong, you're probably going to kill somebody. And we do not want that. Okay? So it's the importance. It's life-saving. Like that's what it is. So it's nice to know these. You definitely have to know these, as well as the ounces, the pounds, the grams, and the kilograms. You need these two especially. But it's also nice to know the difference because they will always give you conversions. You guys get tons of conversions. All right. 1 + 1 is 1 on a bum. Okay, so you need a math book for a GED. Okay. So if anything, you need, what is it, the course? Or do you just need a notebook because you are taking a GED course? Okay. Factorizations? I did factorizations. When did I do that? I did that this week. But when did I do that? Because I remember I was doing radicals. Yep, I was doing like on the 24th of July. So I did roots and radicals. Okay. And we talked about different types of roots, not just square roots. I talked about cube roots, talked about fourth roots. So again, if you go here, you'll be able to, and then just go ahead and subscribe. You'll be able to see that video. It's called Roots and Radicals, and that was on July 24th. Okay, so you need both. Okay, so I did, oh yay, 100K. You guys were really tapping. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm so sorry. Thank you, celebration. Okay, linear functions, did linear functions. You guys are like naming all the stuff. Okay, linear functions, that's definitely in here. I did linear functions a couple of times actually. And then we did graphing linear, a system of equations, graphing a system of inequalities. I mean, yeah. And we did that fairly recent. And any kind of graphing, we did all of that. So you guys need to get here and subscribe so you can see all of those videos. Like when I said all of those videos since February 2nd, all of those videos since February 2nd. And there was times I was going twice a day. I know I'm going to have to cut my thing back to once a day because I know my kiddos are coming back to school. So I'm going to have, and then plus I have people for tutoring at 1:30. So I have to go for the dinero. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, nice. Shooting already. Nice. Little pumes. Okay, we're just going to stay inside. Right? I don't know why. Like, why are you so angry? Oh, wait, no. That's fireworks. I just heard a shh at the end. Okay. Been watching your old replays? I know. No, but sometimes I have to go in there because I haven't been cutting shorts. I haven't done a short in like 2 weeks, so I can do like a summarization or an example. So I need to do that. That was on my list to do for tomorrow. Okay, yeah. I'm still going to come every day. You know, every day I want to go and do a TikTok live. It might be like Monday through Thursday. It'll be 9:30 p.m. Saturday and Sunday it'll be 7 p.m. And then on Fridays, that's the only time I'll have to do a 1 o'clock. Because I think I'll just be like on the floor. Usually that's what happens on Fridays. After I have like a really busy week, I'll just lay on the floor and just look in the ceiling. Like, okay. God, talk to me here. All right. So, yes. So, this is what I'm doing. My next thing is I created one just for pre-algebra and algebra 1. And I'm still putting the pieces together for the algebra 2 one. So, I can release that. So, we can have, so you guys can pick and get the resources that you need for your current situation. So I don't want you to just like, oh, okay, I'm in algebra 1 and you're never going to touch a unit circle in algebra 1. Like, you're going to be like, oh, this is cute. I have no idea what this means. Whereas if I put this in Algebra 2, you guys are going to be using this unit circle quite often. Okay? Pythagorean theorem is going to be in both, but there's going to be certain things that is going to be needed for either Algebra 2 or pre-calculus. So I'm trying to make the resources just for that, as well as working on a workbook, which I'm excited to do, but I just need time. I just, like, let me be real. I just need time. It just seems like my day, like I'm doing laundry as we speak. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to grab a little bit of something to nibble on, and then I'm going to have to vacuum. I know. It's crazy. But here we are. Okay. No, yeah. No, it's not like that. Okay. So how many hours? Oh, I don't even know. I should look. 1 second. Let me see. My playlists. Okay, so for my playlist for the TikTok lives, uncut, because I'm not editing that stuff. I'm so sorry. Fast forward, rewind, and pause. That's what you guys need to do, okay? There is 173 videos on there. Soon to be 174. I know, it's crazy. I'm kind of scared, like, how many hours that is. Well, obviously, if I just count, because most of the time, some of them are 2-hour videos, some of them are 1-hour videos. So I would definitely say close to almost, 200 hours. I know, it's crazy. But these are the things that I do to help build my business. I used to be a classroom teacher for 22 years, and then I just got tired. Like, I just really just got tired. I got tired of going to the meetings, talking about an email, having an email, talking about a meeting. And with me being a math teacher, I was always being called down for IEP meetings. And I didn't mind doing the meetings, but I was just like, dude, there's so many other teachers that are not doing half the stuff that I'm doing, and they're getting so much praise. And I'm getting, you know what you need to work on, Audrey? Excuse you? Let me not do half the stuff that I do, and this school will come crumbling down. Like, not because I had an ego, because I was so involved in the school. And if the kids needed someone for talent show to help organize their talent show, or they need help organizing a project or all that stuff, I was always that person, because they know I would stay after school, and I was crazy enough that I would come to school. Like, some of them, the school would be open on weekends sometimes, depending on the school. And I would go in on the weekends because I didn't want to bring stuff home, so it was all kinds of crazy. Yeah. Basically, definitely. Some of them are like, yeah, some of them are 90 minutes, but there was some that was, excuse me. Yeah, some of them were 75 minutes as well. Yeah. Get a Roomba. I don't know. Well, see, I have these stray cats, and they're hilarious. Knowing them, they would destroy it in a day because they're so protective of me. I'm like, all right, I gave you food, but like, my friend came over and one of the cats cornered her. Like, literally was like, who are you? What are you doing here? My mom's upstairs. You're down here. Don't touch nothing. Don't look at nothing. You know what? Just stay right there in that corner. Like, literally, all of a sudden I hear, Audrey, can you hurry up? And I was like, why? What's wrong? She's like, your cat's got me in the corner. I was like, oh, dear God. And she's literally in the corner, and the cat's just sitting there looking at her like, I got this, Mom. I'm like, cat! Everything's okay. She did not break in. We opened the door and she came in willingly. I have never seen that cat do that ever in my life. It was so funny. Oh my God. And speaking of which, they're a little too quiet. Thinking about that. 6 months of lives today? Really? Yeah. Yeah. 6 months and over, what, 16? So basically over almost like 13,000 people started following me since February 2nd. This is insane. I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right? You treat them with respect. They will guard you. They used to bring me presents. Oh, dear God. One had like a live cardinal in her mouth. Happy as I don't know what. She was so proud of herself. I'm like, no! Let the cardinal go. She's like, what? And you could just tell the cat's just looking at you like, what? What's wrong? Put down the cardinal. Just put the cardinal down. And then we literally had to have a heart to heart. I'm sitting here looking a cat dead in its eye and saying, listen, I appreciate you. I love it. I love that you're here. I'm so glad I can give you shelter. And you just do what you need to do. And you do what you're supposed to do. Thank you. And you hold all their cat stuff outside. Thank you. But no more gifts. No more gifts. Appreciate it. After that, no more gifts. So go ahead and tell me that cats don't understand English. Oh, they understand. They understand. Oh, I know. It's like, yeah, it's all kinds of crazy. So, they do. Oh, and the one, if I ever get upset, crying, and if I'm in the house and she's in the house, I don't know where she does. She just comes out of nowhere. And next thing you know, she's like right by me. Just like, go ahead, pet me, let it out, talk to me. What's wrong? So funny. They're so funny. Just so intuitive. All right. Because I think they would curse us out. What is this? Oh, get the wrong food. You would think, oh, stray cat, they'll eat anything. They used to eat out trash cans. They'll eat anything. Nope. One day I got, what did I get? Fancy Feast. And it was the Soul Feast. I don't know. I opened that can and I was like, oh, good God, this is horrible. But I'm like, all right, if she wants it. She looked at the food, looked at me. And if she could take her one paw and just go whack, she would have. But she didn't. She just looked at the food, looked at me, and then walked away with the tail up in the air. Hilarious. I never got flipped off by a cat before, but I think that's what happened. And every time I was like, okay, I guess this ain't the food. And then one day I forgot and I bought the can like months later, not like the next day. That's silly. So months later, I get the same can of food. Open it up and she looked at me like, didn't you learn from the last time? I was like, how are you bougie? Exactly. How are you bougie as hell? You used to live on the streets. But she still want to go out. But they appreciate coming inside the house. We have nothing but harmony in this household. I have one black and one white cat. Hey, that's how we do. And the black cat's the male, and he was the one that cornered my friend. The female cat, she just looks at you like, are you staying? And he was the one that cornered my friend. The female cat, she just looks at you like, are you staying? No. Staying? No. No. All right. It's probably the TikTok gods telling me. Right. Mom, are you testing me? Oh, no, I'm back. It's not overheating, but I think the TikTok gods is like, enough about that cat stuff. But meanwhile, there's so many videos about cats and their hilarious antics. But anyway, temp check. No, we're good. All right. Okay. So, try restoring your phone. Sometimes that helps. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I think what I did was I just like turned it off, gave it a moment to reflect, and then that was it. Okay. Alrighty. So everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate this. We're like 109.6. I mean, my goodness. Yes. I'm teaching you some math. That's no problem. Sharing a little bit about myself more and more each time. But it makes it fun. It makes it more relatable. So I'm not just some random person that's like, yeah, I made a book. Give me money. All right, here's some math problems. Yeah, it's this. Okay, great. Oh, you didn't get it? Just watch the video later. I hate when people do that. I'm like, just take some time to explain. Like seriously? If you're not going to explain, why are you on here? But I hope you guys are getting information out of it. Again, if you guys are, or if any of you guys are thinking about taking a college algebra class, or maybe you're thinking about going back to community college, just pick up some math credits. Up to pre-calculus is my jam. Algebra 2, love that stuff. I don't know why. I'm weird at it. Algebra 1, I definitely can do that with my hands down. Like, eyes closed type of thing. But calculus, that's not me. Statistics, we will work through it together. I'm getting better at it. I just need to be more confident with it. But so far, everyone that I have that's taking statistics and I'm helping them, they're passing not just a C. Like some of them have B's. I think I have one person, but she just doesn't turn homework in. I'm like, what are you doing? So that's why she has a C. But for the most part, if you do and you want to talk to people in your class and say, hey, if we ever get stuck, I found this awesome person on TikTok, come on in. I think tomorrow I'm going to see if I can get you guys to help me with my Google reviews. If any of you guys have taken anything from me and you want to write a review, I will give you guys the link of that tomorrow. I just wanted to take one thing off my plate today before I expose that. Because I'm only like 25 people away from getting 100 reviews. And it seems like if you get 100 or more reviews, it draws more people to you. So that's what I've been doing. Okay. Aw, so soothing. My cool jazz voice. Yes. Okay. So I will definitely share that with you guys tomorrow. You'll do it. Yes. Awesome. Or if you just want to type in ACG math tutoring and you can just do a review right there. I think that'll be better because I keep forgetting we can't share links on this app. That's the one thing that sucks so bad. Okay. But if you go to do a Google search of ACG math tutoring, I'm the only ACG math tutoring. So if you can do a review, and plus you'll see my picture, which is, I was going to say it's similar to this one, but no, because I had a different one. Aw, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. All right. Oh, I'm loving the ones. Look at all these ones. Look at all these angel numbers. Love it. All right, so I'm going to see if I can get a little nibble of something before I pass out. I was a little hungry. Today was a beautiful day. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm hoping it's the same as today. It was very comfortable at 77 degrees. Loving life. I went out for a walk. I probably got sunburned. I know. I got darker. I could definitely tell that. But it was just so nice to be outside. And I would love for that to happen again tomorrow. Just that. Yeah. I love Jess. I am ACG math tutoring. I know there's an ACG math, but I put mine in ACG math tutoring. Yeah. I'm not at ACG. Yeah. Just as like CEO of ACG math tutoring. Yes. Yeah. CEO, COOs, UFO, all those fun things. Founder, head tutor, marketing executive, editor. Oh my God. But definitely need to get some people. And I had to change a lot of my terms and conditions. Because people, when you reach out to me, reach out, like send me a DM, reach out to me, tell me exactly what you want. Okay? Don't just say hi because I'm going to delete it. Like I'm going to delete it. All right? Tell me exactly what you want and then we can work it out. All right? UTFO. Wasn't that a band back in the 80s? UTFO? Oh my God. I know. Repost a live and now it won't let us. I know they change a lot. So it's like you just gotta roll with it. Let's just gotta roll with it. Thanks, Janice. Alright. Okay, everyone. Do I tutor SAT math? Yes, I do. Actually, I'm gonna be starting up on that next week. I don't like the SAT, but I do know how to break it down. Now here's my X thing. Bonnie's, Yanni's, sorry. Did you take Algebra 2? So that's the question I always ask people. Because if you haven't taken Algebra 2, you're going to struggle with the SAT because they go all the way up and include Algebra 2. So SAT, ACT, same thing. So that's why I don't like the SATs. Because it's really geared for those students that took Algebra 1 as a 7th grader, geometry as an 8th grader, Algebra 2 as a 9th grader, because when they take the PSATs, it's usually their sophomore year. So that means you have covered all the way up to Algebra 2. But what happens if you're a kid that took Algebra 1 your freshman year, geometry your sophomore year, now you're sitting at the PSATs thinking, I don't know half this stuff. Of course not, because you haven't learned Algebra 2 yet. Then your junior year, you're taking the PSATs in October. Yes, you're currently in Algebra 2, but you haven't taken the whole course yet. So you're taking the PSATs in October when you're just starting. And most of the time when you get to October, you're kind of like doing a review of Algebra 1 to bring you into the Algebra 2 component. So you haven't learned all this stuff yet. So then all of a sudden, here comes your senior year. Oh, you're taking the SAT. This is not the PSAT anymore. This is the SAT. And sometimes some schools you will have it in class, or you would actually have to go to another school to take it, like say on a Saturday. But in October, they tried to get all the seniors to actually take the SAT in October. So this is why I don't like the SATs, because it's very, how should I put it? Not judgmental. I'll think of the word as soon as I get off the live. So, yeah. Yes. So if you haven't taken Algebra 2 yet, don't. I mean, you have to learn Algebra 2 in order for you to take the SATs. Because you're wasting your time and you're going to beat yourself up because you're like, oh, I'm stupid because I got a low score. No, you just haven't experienced the Algebra 2 component yet. Whereas if you're comparing yourself with other people and they're like taking honors classes and you're taking general classes and they've already taken Algebra 2, boom, you can't compare yourself. You're comparing apples with oranges, or like apples with, I don't know, leeches. So okay. Algebra 4. Philip, what is wrong? What happened? Who hurt you? Yeah. Algebra 4 would be kind of considered calculus. Yeah, apples and kiwis. Exactly. All right. I know. On the head track. Yep. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm wrapping up. You guys need to stop tapping. Again, don't try to send me your medical bills for all this carpal tunnel that you're going through. I don't have it. I don't have it. All right. Okay, everyone. Have a lovely evening. I will see you guys here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Actually, it might even be a little bit earlier because I do not have anyone. So it might be around 6 if I'm not mistaken. So, but I will definitely put a post out to say if I'm going to switch it or not. Okay? All right. Have a good night. You told Ginger. What happened? Ginger. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Be safe. Talk to you later. Bye.